My name is Aretha and welcome to my channel. So Weight Loss Wednesday is going to be a little bit late today. Still going to be posted today, it's just going to be a little bit later. So if you don't know, I've been traveling, and so I've been in a car, and if I haven't been in a car, I've been at friends' house, or not friends, family members' houses. And so sometimes I've had internet access. I've actually had internet access most times, just not when I'm in the car. But sometimes when I'm in the car, I've been in there for like 8 hours. So all I've had is like my cell phone, and some places I've had cell phone reception, some places I haven't. I wasn't actually too sure if I was gonna have internet access where I am now, because just from my experience of being here previously, and I've come here all my life, and you know, sometimes we didn't even have, like, you couldn't even call here at one point. So I wasn't too sure if I would have internet access here or not. And it is, we have Wi-Fi, yay! And this house is actually pretty awesome. It's a house that I grew up visiting and staying in all my life. It belonged to Dorothy and Bert Trapper, who were cousins of on my mother's side and my mom's side of the family, although they were older. So I actually used to call him Grandpa Bert. Some people used to call him Daddy Bert, but I always called him Grandpa Bert, which sometimes is confusing because my grandfather's actual name is also Bert. But they called him Bertie Solomon, and I usually called my grandpa just Grandpa or Moosham. So yeah. So I'm actually staying in their old house, which they've turned into like a bed and breakfast that you can actually like rent the house, and it's a small 2-bedroom house. They really renovated it. It's really pretty. Yeah, it's very different from what I used to. I've had pictures here. It literally used to look like a shack before, but it's really pretty now. And so yeah, so needless to say, the Game On diet hasn't been going very well for me, just because I've been in a car traveling, so I haven't been able to get my steps in. Sometimes I haven't had any privacy to myself, so I haven't done any language lessons, or haven't been able to access it because at times that I do. And when I'm not in the car, I'm either at family members' houses, and you know, although the game's important and you know, doing language lessons and stuff is important, I still want to visit with these family members because we live so far away. So I really wanted to be there and present and not, you know, playing a game. Although the eating has gotten better, my mother and I made it a point to bring tons of fruits and vegetables with us, which were really good. We did have junk food as well, but we are traveling with my 2 nephews, and so they've been eating most of the junk food. But we've had some too. But we also had a lot of fruits and vegetables, and even when we came here, sometimes the meats and the produce is more expensive than the canned stuff. So we actually stocked up before we got on the train to come here, because the only way to and from here is by train, unless it's the winter and you can take a winter road. So yeah, so we actually brought tons of fruits and vegetables with us here, and so we've been having sandwiches and fruits and vegetables, and of course we've had like things like Pop-Tarts and stuff like that. But there are things we can buy here too. It's just we've been trying to limit that as much as possible. So in saying that, also drinking water here is a little questionable, because we're up more north as well too. We're not in one of the boil advisories or anything, but like still I wouldn't drink the water here. In fact, I'm kind of like, I don't know, maybe it's just my perspective of being in Albertan and how clean the water is there. Like, you can drink out of the tap there. So because I've been in a car for like 12 hours, 8 hours at a time, I have been drinking water, but not a lot, only because the whole purpose of us driving was not to stop that often, and to bring food with us was to not stop. So the more water I drink, just because I'm just getting back into drinking water, and anytime you start drinking lots of water again, your bladder takes time to adapt. So like you have to go to the bathroom like all the time in the beginning, and then after a while, when you drink so much water, your body starts, you know, able to hold more, and then you don't go to the bathroom as much. So for me, I can't afford to go to the bathroom all the time. Plus my family would get pretty pissed with me if I kept stopping. Although my mother does go to the bathroom quite a bit because she is older, so we do stop for her. But she's been able to hold up pretty good too. And so, yeah, so I'm at a place where there's 5 of us. We bought 2 things of a 12 case of water. I think we've already gone through 1 case and it's only been a day, and I'm so thirsty. I also filled up as much water I could in my water bottle, but yeah, it's just been difficult to drink my 3 liters of water a day. It's been a little hard. But yeah, so, and because I didn't bring my weights with me, and I didn't think about this because I was going to bring them with me, and I thought, well, maybe I would just do them without the weights, but I never got a chance to. Again, was always stuck in a car or trying to sleep or whatever, and the sleep, oh my goodness. I think the most sleep I got when we were traveling was like 6 hours. Yeah, it's been horrible because I'm trying to get 7, so I lost tons of points for that. So needless to say, my points is horrible this week. Yesterday I did really good. I made up for all my steps. Actually, the day before we went in the car, my mother and I made a point to like go for our walk really early in the morning before we packed everything, and I made 10,000 steps that day because we were running around shopping at the same time. I actually did make a lot of steps. So and since I've been here, and I'm in Moosonee right now, we did almost 9,000 steps yesterday, so almost 10,000. It was really close. And then today it's already 5:21 and I'm at 9,204 steps. Yeah, we've been walking around. It's been a challenge. I do need to try to plan more exercise a little bit more, but tomorrow we are going back and we'll be back into the city and maybe hopefully we can do some more exercises there. I did do my measurements. I did do them a little bit later just because I did do them on Monday. Actually, I did them on Sunday or Monday. Can't remember. Anyways, but I forgot to write them down, and then I couldn't remember where I wrote them because I remember I had written them somewhere. And I didn't get a chance to do any of this, so I did them today really quick before I started recording, and my arms are still at 18, so those didn't change. My legs are still at 31, that hasn't changed. And my waist actually changed a little bit. It's at 52.5, so my waist has gone down half an inch, and my hips were at 56.5, and now I'm at 56. So my hips have gone down a half an inch. So that's good, right? But earlier this week, my mother and I made it a point of walking our 7,000 steps every day, and we did really, really good. And if you watched my social media, you'll know that I got a new fitness tracker. So I got a Fitbit Charge 2. So this one tells me my heart rate, and I'm really happy with it. I do notice that the battery doesn't last that very long. It says it's gonna last about 5 days, and I guess it really depends. I find if I check it too much or do stuff to it too much, then it goes a lot faster. So I'm trying to obviously not use it that much, but yeah. And I have to say, last night was the first sleep that I got where I actually made 7 hours. And it's one of those things where you can't just be like, hey, I'm gonna go to bed now, press it, and then wake up and it's like, oh, you got this much sleep. You don't have to press this one, you just go to sleep, and it tells you when you slept and then when you wake up. So even if I like am in bed, I'm like whatever, doing stuff, it knows that I'm not sleeping. So yeah, like I said, previously I'd only gotten 6 hours, and now yesterday I actually made it a point to go to bed right after 10. So I think I went to bed about 10:30 and then woke up again about 8 o'clock. So, well, actually no, almost 9 o'clock. I slept pretty long last night. So I actually had more than 8 hours, had almost 9 hours of sleep, and it was great. So because of that, my points are all over the place. I don't even know if it's even worth it to make points. And because I am not in any place where I can actually weigh myself at all, I have no idea how much I weigh. But I'll tell you this, from all the traveling, my feet have stayed pretty swollen, especially in the car rides. Even on the train yesterday, my feet were still swollen, even though normally if my feet are swollen, I just go to sleep and I wake up the next day and my feet are okay. But my feet were so swollen the day before that I could even feel the tightness in my skin. Like, it was horrible. So I've been trying to drink more water, stay away from any salt, and yeah, hopefully get my feet a little not so swollen. I don't know if they're that bad today because I've been doing a lot of walking. They could be, I don't know. So anyways, that is it. It's really hard to travel and eat and exercise on the road, and I still need to work on it, but yeah, let's see if next week will be better. I'm sure next week will be better. It's just hard where I'm here, just because the food prices here. Like if you want to buy anything like processed or canned, it's so cheap here. But if you want like fresh like fruits or vegetables or like meat, it's really expensive here because it's more of an isolated community, and so they charge more for those things. Oh my goodness, like we bought water in the town in Cochrane before we came to Moosonee, and a flat of like 24 like bottles was like $1 something. Yeah, like $1.24 or something like that. Here it was like 10 something. It was like, holy, yeah, it was a lot. And then we went to Moose Factory, which is an island, so we had to take a boat taxi, and so for 5 of us to go there and back in the same day cost us $100. I know it was a lot. And even then we went into the store, and like my nephew wanted to get this little, you know, those little tubs that have like the jujubes, or the jujube, you know, the little tubs that have the jujubes in them, like it's like, you know, those small little ones are like almost like half a little canister things. It was like $20. We looked at them, we were like, no. Yeah, we're like, no, you can't have that. So it was pretty funny. But I guess that's been my trip so far. Yeah, I'm hopefully gonna start doing more exercise stuff because I haven't been doing that either, and I probably want to start incorporating a little bit of yoga and trying to figure out ways that I can put my feet up more and also drink more water. But once I've left here, that won't be much of an issue. I've been trying to not drink all the water either because I do have to drink lots of water, but I do have 4 other people here with me who also need to drink water, so yeah, I don't want to drink it all. Oh my god, my mouth is so dry. Okay, I need at least a drink of water today anyways. But I will see you next week, and we'll see how I do. Hopefully maybe I can do some more arm exercises or legs or something, because even though my waist and my hips are going down, that's great.